have to be up there like this. Aha. Oh, oh. Right. Now you can hear me. So I thought that I would just pop up and we'll do a quick Von Helton catch up because well, why not? Where am I? Oh my God! Look at me. I'm wearing this. I'm wearing a. Does this look cool on the camera? I shouldn't think so. Look like an old granny. But anyway, we're going to do a quick Von Helton catch-up because we have some material from today. Don't expect any surprises, folks. It's just going to be his usual bullshit. But yes, it is. And ew, I don't like that background anymore. I'm going to change it. Oh, shit. I'm going to change it to something like that. Yes. All right. This is Von Helton in the last, well, since yesterday and including today. And I think the last one is not that long ago. Let's get into it.
All righty. I want to quickly address this sovereign citizen freeman on the land bullshit, because that's exactly what it is bullshit. These people are running around. It's raised its ugly head again. I shot it down in flames years ago, and I thought that was the end of it. But apparently, it has come back with a vengeance, and it's even showing up in our courts of law. So I guess I'm going to have to address this again as a historian. You know, not a conspiracy theorist. As a historian, I must address this once again because they're literally showing up in court saying they don't need a driver's license, they don't need to register their vehicle, they don't need to get tags for their vehicle, they don't need.
Okay, look, I know what he's talking about. I watch these videos a lot. I love to watch true crime, and I love to watch police and law courts and stuff, and body cam footage, and these sovereign citizens videos are all over the place. I've watched tons and tons of them. So this is nothing new. Let's see how seriously Von Helton takes this.
Need to do anything. They can just do whatever the hell they please. And that's true if this was 1700. But this is not 1700. This hasn't been 1700 for what, years? This hasn't been a republic in a long time. So people need to know.
Hello, Roland. Welcome to the channel.
Oh, this is not a republic. We are not a republic. We are a corporation. We've been a corporation since 1871, when the bankers came over here and took over the United States, lock, stock, and smoke and barrel. The acts of 1871 through 1878 give them complete unfettered control over just about every aspect of the United States. Then they came back over again in 1913, met at Jekyll Island, and took over all of our wealth. They then created a private Rothschild bank, which we call the Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor has a reserve. Then they used that money to kill thousands of innocent Russians in the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917. What a gut punch, isn't it? That they used our money to kill all those innocent Russians. That sucks. But there's nothing we could do about it because it's a matter of history.
There are no innocent Russians.
Anyway, the point is that yes, we are not a republic. We have not been a republic since 1871. So if you are one of these people that adhere to sovereign citizen, freeman on the land, or anything of that ilk, get up to speed because we haven't been a republic for a long ass time.
He uses ilk a lot.
Now, having said that, it just so happens that the gods and goddesses that I serve in freedom religion say that they are going to restore America back to a republic, hopefully sometime soon. And they said, you'll know we've been restored back to republic because you'll look out your window and you will see thousands and thousands
A
of
butterfly.
butterflies of all shapes, colors, and sizes.
Knew it.
This is not an annual migration of the monarch.
This is the usual von Helton conspiracy theory nonsense. He's nothing you hear from him right up to this point today is new. He repeats and repeats and repeats the same crap.
Butterfly. Sorry, trolls and haters. This is all different shapes, colors, and sizes of butterflies. And I've seen, 5 butterflies in the last half year? 5. Okay, so obviously, if you see thousands of butterflies out there, obviously something has happened, right? So, just thought I'd share.
I think we can safely conclude that, yeah, you are absolutely correct
With this because it kind of ties in freedom religion as well as the fact that I'm a historian and I have to correct these idiots because they're being thrown in jail. All right. I don't want people being thrown in jail because they're too fucking stupid to know their history. Okay. I would much rather we throw people in jail that are murderers, rapists, child molesters, shit like that. White collar crime, that sort of thing. Those is the types of people that need to be put in jail. Not some idiot that doesn't know American history. Okay, so get a clue. Google what Jekyll Island was. Google the Act of 1871. Google the Act of 1913. Find out what happened on those things. Understand that we have not been a republic since 1871. We just haven't. Which means your sovereign citizen freeman on the land bullshit is not going to work in a court of law. And it is not the purview of a court to fix the problem any damn way. It has to be fixed by either our feckless Congress or our feckless Supreme Court. Neither of which is going to do jack shit. That's why the gods said we will restore America back to a republic because nobody's going to do it. Nobody is going to repeal the Act of 1871 through 1878 and the Act of 1913. And they said, well, Bon, why? They're unconstitutional. It would be the duty of the Supreme Court to do away with it. Yes, of course. The problem is they're never going to do it. They're never going to do it because they bow the knee to the European bankers. That's exactly why. That's exactly why it'll never be fixed.
Yeah. Okay, never mind about what he says. I'll let him finish. But in the end, at the end of this, before we carry on to the next video, I'm going to show you what happens to the sovereign citizens. We call them sovcits in a real court of law.
That's exactly why the gods and goddesses have to fix it. Right? Yeah. Because nobody's going to fix it other than the gods and goddesses. It's just that simple.
Of course, yes.
So that's where we're at, boys and girls. So this sovereign citizen, freeman on the land bullshit is just exactly that until the gods and goddesses of freedom religion restore us back to a republic. But
if you go to his channel and you watch the thumbnail of every single one of his videos over the last few days, Roland, you'll see the same thing. In fact, if you watch any one of my videos with Von Helton in it over the last few weeks, he probably hasn't changed his clothes or showered or washed or bathed or anything like that.
Even then, we got to see how things lay out, right? We got to see how things pan out. Don't want to rush the boat, okay? But for now, comply with what we're supposed to be doing. Go get your car tags. Go get your driver's license. Go get your registration. And if a policeman stops you, don't sit there and argue with him. Just fucking give him your ID and let him see it, and you'll be on your way. Like so many police officers have said, I watched these videos. Time and time again, the police officer said, if you'd have just given me your ID, you would have been let go and on your way. But you had to start a bunch of shit. Okay? So don't do that. Just go get licensed, registered, and all that good shit, and just go get everything done. And then that way you ain't got to have no problem, right? All right, anyway, that's all I got. You have a pleasant day. Better tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, rate, subscribe, donate, and pontificate because your donations and gifts of love keep me going through these trying times. You have a wonderful day and better tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, so let's have a look to see what happens to he's talking about the sovereign citizens when the police stop them, the police body cams. Maybe he's watched that. And then eventually they get arrested. But let's have a look and see an example of what happens to a sovereign citizen in real court.
Court is now on the record in City of Conneaut versus Amber McHenry, 24 TRD 819. Ms. McHenry entered no plea to charges of no operator's license and expired plates, each of which is a minor misdemeanor, on December 17th, 2024. I scheduled it for a bench trial for January 8th of 2025. Ms. McHenry was given notice of that bench trial. I have a signed receipt in the file showing she got notice of that bench trial. Present on January 8th, 2025 was the law director along with a police officer. Ms. McHenry failed to appear. As a result of her failure to appear, I issued a warrant for her arrest. That was January 8th. It's now over a month later, February 11th, and Ms. McHenry is now turning herself in on the warrant. She is in the courtroom, and she is without an attorney.
Okay.
Ms. McHenry, why were you not here on January 8th of 2025?
I have a question about the case.
Ms. McHenry, sit down. This is not your courtroom. Sit in that chair.
I have a question about the case. That's not the case number that I had.
Yes, it is, Ms. McHenry. You've got other cases pending that are set for jury trial.
The original case number that I had was like TDR like 0800 something and
24 TRD 819.
819. Okay. I was just double checking on the case number. Can you repeat your question then? No.
Why were you not here on January 8th?
I put in an appearance and it was rejected and struck from the record, and I was sent a letter saying that I am not who I said I was. So I have a question about that because I don't understand.
This is not a discussion here. This is not a conversation. I ask a question, you respond to my question. Now, this is typical behavior for you because you're a sovereign citizen. At least you claim to be.
I've never claimed that.
Well, your documentation that you filed, including the one you filed today that did not have a correct caption or case number on it, is indicative of that. So let me ask you, Ms. McHenry, again, why were you not physically, personally present in the courtroom on January 8th, 2025 for your trial?
I need the oath and bonds to be put for each person acting as a public official in this case who is acting as a public servant to be put on the record. And I also require the indemnity bond, and I'm going to require the other bonds.
At this point, the issue is no longer the traffic charges. The court has an outstanding warrant for failure to appear, and the judge is trying to determine why that warrant should not be enforced. Demands for bonds or sovereign-style filings have no legal effect in a municipal court.
Right.
When a defendant refuses to answer direct questions and disrupts proceedings, the court's authority to execute the warrant becomes immediate.
Please, for the record, let it be known that you exited.
I did. I exited the courtroom and asked a police officer and probation officer to
Who
come
has the indemnity
present.
bond? Where's the bill of particulars?
The bond
Because
is
I did not
being,
receive
the,
it.
the warrant is being executed. You're being taken into custody. Take her down to the jail now.
I was not given the warrant.
Take her down to the jail now.
Why am I being arrested?
Take her down
For
to the
what?
jail.
What crime have I committed? Get off me. This is kidnapping. This is a false arrest.
She's Maduro.
No, this is a false arrest.
Okay, flag.
This is kidnapping. They're violating my rights, my constitutional rights. I put in,
I thought the Constitution didn't apply to you.
the Constitution applies to every living man and woman.
Bye
You
bye.
are violating your oath, Mr. Iarochi.
Mhm.
What am I being arrested for? What am I being arrested for?
I'm sorry for laughing.
This hearing illustrates how the court system responds to sovereign citizen-style arguments when an active warrant is in play.
There you go.
The underlying charges were minor traffic offenses, but the case escalated after the defendant failed to appear for a properly noticed bench trial. That failure triggered a lawful arrest warrant, which remained valid until resolved by the court.
Indeed.
When the defendant appeared more than a month later, the court's task was limited and procedural: determine the reason for the failure to appear and decide whether the warrant should be lifted or enforced. Instead of answering that question, the defendant attempted to derail the proceeding by demanding indemnity bonds, questioning authority, and refusing to comply with basic courtroom instructions, tactics commonly associated with sovereign citizen ideology. Municipal courts are not required to litigate jurisdictional theories or pseudo-legal claims during an enforcement hearing.
All right, good enough. So that's what he was talking about. So back to Von Helton. If we can find him here. And we'll go to the next one. All right. Let's just go here. So bye.
Sylvia Brown came to prominence on Larry King Live and Montel Williams. She is a television psychic along the lines of Miss Cleo. And also, like Miss Cleo, very few of her predictions ever came true. However, it's news, it's out there, so I'm going to report on it. So there. Anyways, so the thing that did catch my eye is that she is predicting that a landmass will appear somewhere near Hawaii this year, 2026. So that should be interesting to watch. And she said that somewhere between 2026 and 2050, Atlantis and Lemuria will return. Now, Edgar Casey has also said this, but Edgar Casey has a hell of a lot more credibility than Sylvia Brown does. But, now I don't think he mentioned Lemuria, but he did mention Atlantis. Atlantis would come back. He said we'd find the road to Atlantis before we found Atlantis. And so we did. We found the Bimini Road. It's off of Florida, right? It's off the Florida coast. So we found the Bimini Road, and then Edgar says, we'll find Atlantis eventually, or Atlantis will rise. I can't remember which. And either way, we'll find it. It may just rise right up in front of our face, and then, oh, wow, there it is. Hey, surprise. But in any event, Sylvia Brown never had much predictability. But she did have some interesting things to say in regards to 2026 and beyond. So there you have it, folks. We will see if this landmass appears off of Hawaii.
We will.
I mean, that is possible. I mean, volcanic activity can happen anywhere, theoretically. So, new islands are generally formed by volcanoes anyway. So, so we could get a new landmass near Hawaii. Absolutely, we could. That's a distinct possibility. In fact, a lot of people have always talked about the Ring of Fire, which is a series of volcanoes, all around the Pacific Ocean. And of course, if the
he's so persuasive.
And of course, if the entire ring goes off, it is theorized that it could literally pull a chunk of Earth right out and just cause it to drift out into space. Whoops. That would be pretty scary, wouldn't it? Damn, that'd be scary shit. Anyways, but yeah, so Sylvia Brown is out there, and somebody was talking about it, and so I'm going to talk about it. She does not have a good track record at all. But, she's got some interesting things to say about 2026, so I thought I'd share, since we are in 2026.
Man.
So, we'll see if this landmass does in fact occur off of
I sure hope his next video is better, the latest one.
Hawaii. And of course, I'm looking forward to Atlantis and Lemuria coming back. That would be awesome. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? They just rise right up out of the sea, man, and just reestablish themselves. That'd be crazy. That'd be nuts, wouldn't it? But we'll see. Everything's up in the air, right? Obviously, I'm not giving any credence to this whatsoever, but like I said, it's news, it's out there, so I'm going to report on it. But anywho,
he's so lazy.
just thought I'd share. So y'all, once again, keep your head on a swivel because it's untelling what's liable to happen. And don't forget to like, share, rate, subscribe, donate, pontificate, click the bell, because it is your donations and gifts of love that keep me going through these trying times.
Ooh, next.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
So have a wonderful day and a blessed tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty. I just thought I'd get on here and report that your humble correspondent has been right once again.
Oh.
Tim Burchett, congressman of, I believe it's Tennessee, has confirmed to Tucker Carlson that indeed Area 51 is empty. Just like your humble correspondent here has told you, it is empty. There is nothing there. Hasn't been anything there for years. Now you say, well, Mon, how can you say that with such a surety? I can say that with such a surety because it got in the news. It got in mainstream media. See, let me tell you what happened real quick. Since I'm on the subject, I'll tell you what happened real quick. Area 51 was active at one time, and they were doing a lot of weird shit, a lot of cool shit, a lot of weird shit, both. And apparently one of the people that were working there died of radiation poisoning. And that individual's wife absolutely lost her shit and called then President Bill Clinton. Now, as a result, Bill Clinton got involved. I mean, he didn't have much of a choice. He got a phone call from one of the women that, of the deceased. So he didn't have much of a choice. And of course, being Bill Clinton, the news media wasn't far behind, heard about it, and put it all in the damn papers. It was everywhere. It was all over the place. And so as a result, what happened? What happened was they had to shut down Area 51. They literally had to shut it down because it was all over the newspapers. People's names were getting released and everything. I mean, it was crazy. And so, but now I've got somebody that actually backs me up 100%. And he did so on Tucker Carlson. So I just got through watching the interview, by the way. Great interview if you get a chance to watch it. So he is confirmed.
He's turning to Tucker Carlson for his news? Seriously? Tucker Carlson?
What I've been telling you all this time. Area 51's empty. Now, if you Google Area 51, with Google Maps or whatever, you will see one or two Black Hawk helicopters sitting down at the end of an airfield. But they're either dummies or they don't work or something because they've been sitting there for a long ass time.
Area 51? We're going to do that. We're going to go to Google Maps. And we're going to put in Area 51. Well, where the fuck is it? Area 51. Quick facts. Area 51 is a highly classified United States Air Force facility within the Nevada Test and Training Range in southern Nevada, 83 miles northwest of Las Vegas. Okay. A remote detachment administered by Edwards Air Force Base, the facility is officially called Homey Airport or Groom Lake. Oh. Where the hell is that on the map? Why I not see on map directions? Oh, there it is. There it is. Aha. There it is. And he said you'll see. Oh, it is empty, isn't it? Go away. Go away. You said you'd see a lone Black Hawk, but I don't see anything. There's nothing in Area 51. It's all empty. I don't even see any UFOs. I don't see even any aliens. She dead. She dead, Jim.
They probably don't even work. They're probably just dummies. You know the military has inflatable dummies, right? How many of you knew that? Yeah. Military has inflatable dummies. Helicopters, tanks, Jeeps, you name it. And they blow them up with air and they put them out. And you know, from a distance, you can't tell.
Roland, you know, I don't know how long you've been watching this channel, but if you've been watching it long enough, you will have learned that Von Helton here, he doesn't believe in space. And he believes that the Earth is flat. And he has ET friends, extraterrestrial friends following him around in the sky. I mean, it's amazing. And he talks to them and they give him advice. And he's got gods and goddesses. I mean, this guy is delusional. He's the king of delusion.
You can't tell the difference from a distance at all. Because, I mean, you know, the people that did these, they did a Class A job, you know. But yeah, they're inflatable. And they just fill them up with air and stick them around. You ain't going to know any different. They moor them down with steel cable and shit. And you can't tell the difference, not from a distance. You have to get it right up on them in order to be able to tell it's a balloon. It's that good. It's that realistic that you have to get right up on them before you can tell. And they've got these in every shape you can imagine. You know, helicopters, tanks, Jeeps, deuce and a half, you name it. Yeah, you know, they've even got Abrams tanks, you know, but they're not real. They're blow-ups. They're not real. They're balloons. So yeah, there's a couple of Black Hawks, or at least there was, sitting on the tarmac there at Area 51. But they're either balloons or they're dead in the water. They don't work. And I'm sure anything that's secret, anything that's important, has already been removed from those helicopters. If they're going to leave them sitting around, there ain't nothing in them that's important, guaranteed, or they wouldn't have left them sitting, right? But I wanted to get on here and just toot my own horn a little bit, because I very rarely do. So I got a chance.
I very rarely toot my own horn, he says.
Do that. You know, much to the dismay of my haters, I was right again. Area 51 is empty, and now we've got a sitting congressman, Tim Burchett. I believe he's from Tennessee. I believe he is, and he has confirmed on Tucker Carlson that Area 51 is empty. There's none.
Okay, we just saw on Google Maps that Area 51 is empty. What is the big hullabaloo about that? Please explain, Von Helton.
There was, but they ain't now. Because Bill Clinton got involved, because somebody died of radiation poisoning. And I can understand, the severity of that. I'm not stupid. You know, I can understand that.
You're very stupid. Don't tell me you're not stupid. Don't lie to the public about your intelligence. You're fucking stupid.
I thought I'd get on here after watching that interview and say that, you know, he has confirmed what I have told you all this time. So, what do we take away from this, boys and girls? We take away from this the fact that you all should have been listening to me all this time, because I don't lie to you.
See?
I tell you the truth. To the best of my ability, I tell you the truth. And see, if you had been listening to me this whole time instead of listening to a bunch of fuckwads on YouTube, you'd have been way ahead of the game right now.
He's on YouTube.
And since we're on the subject of being way ahead of the game, guess what I stumbled across? I stumbled across a short by none other than Xi Jinping, the president of China. Premier, president, I don't know, what is his classification? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's the leader of China. He gets on there and he says, hey, we are not going to engage the United States in either a Cold War or a hot war. And we are not going to meddle in the United States' affairs. And we asked that they do not meddle in ours, which I'm totally okay with. And however, I would remind you, Xi, you did promise reforms, so I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on those reforms. Let's get them reforms going. But anyway,
Von Helton is waiting for Xi Jinping's reforms. There you go. Von Helton is waiting for Xi Jinping's reforms. He feels slighted that Xi Jinping has not effected any reforms in China up till now. Don't you feel for Von Helton? I mean, how can Xi look at look at that freeze shot, freeze frame? Excuse me.
Anyways, but yeah, so wow, what a video by Xi Jinping coming out like that and making a statement like, because remember, folks, he didn't have to do this. Okay, he did not have to make a video like that at all. He did not have to make, and this was a speech. This was a speech in front of God and everybody. He didn't have to do that, but he did.
But he did.
And I seem to recall a certain somebody saying that there needs to be a peace treaty between the United States, Russia, and China to make my ET friends happy and, get them off a high alert, because they're not very happy, with all this tribal shit going on, fighting and shit. They're not happy with that at all. And so, is that what he's alluding to? A possible, non-aggression pact, I believe is the formal term, non-aggression pact. I hope that's true. I hope that's what it is, and I believe that's what it is, because he didn't have to get up behind a podium and say that. In fact, he could have said the exact opposite. America's a bunch of imperialist scum. We need to kick their ass. He didn't say that, though, did he?
Yep.
No.
Biggest idiot.
And we know that Putin has been talking about, easing tensions and whatnot. And that's a good thing. So I'm thinking that we could be well on our way to a non-aggression pact. And, convincing my ET friends that, hey, maybe we do deserve to go into space. Maybe we do deserve to be a class 1 civilization.
Oh, all of a sudden we're going to go into space that he doesn't think exists? My ET friends, did you catch that?
Because they're watching to see what we do. And, the sooner we do that, I can tell you right now, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, especially from corporations. But
actually, you're not going to get any hate from corporations, Von Helton, because no one gives a shit about you. No one cares about you. No one cares about what you have to say. No one cares about your bullshit opinions. No one. You are there to be watched and stunned at the low life of humanity that evolution has actually produced. It's like evolution's going backwards with you, Von Helton.
Free energy needs to be a thing. It does. It just does. And I'm telling you, you give free energy out to everyone, that would go a long way to convincing my ET friends and other ETs, I'm sure, that we mean business. Okay, we're the only motherfuckers that have to pay to live on this planet, and that just makes their mind go tilt. They can't understand that. Why in the hell do you have to pay to live on your own damn planet? They can't wrap their.
Did you hear that? Why do you have to pay to live on your own damn planet? You want to hear it again? Because that's again one of those statements that boggles.
ETs, I'm sure, that we mean business. Okay, we're the only motherfuckers that have to pay to live on this planet, and that just makes their mind go tilt. They can't understand that. Why in the hell do you have to pay to live on your own damn planet? They can't wrap their mind around it,
So his ET friends are up there in the sky having a conversation with Von Helton, and finding out that we on this planet have to pay to live. And these ET friends are so fucking thick. They're even thicker than Von Helton. They can't wrap their heads around it.
And I agree with them on that. I agree with them on that. I think it's ridiculous. But the thing of it is that if we go to free energy, and like I said, I know the corporations are going to get mad as hell. But it's something.
Well, if you're going to go to free energy, Mr. Von Helton, sir, who is going to fund the free energy? Not you, obviously, because you want the free energy, but who's going to fund it? Who's going to actually provide it to you at no charge with a smile?
It needs to be a thing. It needs to happen. All right. And there's, even if you do give us free energy, there's always ways to make money, guys. Just retool your factories. Look, get up, think outside the box. There's ways to make money, and let us have free energy at the same damn time. I know there is. Now, don't tell me there ain't, because I know there is. I'll remind everyone that airplanes were created by a bunch of bicycle mechanics, for fuck's sake.
And so it seems so fitting for an airplane to be invented by a bicycle mechanic, because an airplane is mechanical. You get it? The stupid is just pungent with this guy.
Let that one sink in for a minute. A couple of bicycle mechanics made the first airplane that actually flew decent. I mean, there was trials before. Some are funny, some are scary, but some of them are funny. So, free energy needs to be a thing. This non-aggression pact, now that Xi Jinping has come out publicly and said what he has said.
What he has said?
Let's do that.
What has he said?
Let's make that happen. Let's make that a thing.
Let's find out. What has Xi Jinping said lately? New Year's address. All right, you want to hear? Let's listen to this New Year's address by Xi Jinping, because that's what he said. I'm trying to find this is the shortest version.
Chinese President Xi Jinping has delivered his New Year's address in the last hour, placing strong emphasis on the country's economic growth in the coming year. Mr. Xi says his country has met the economic targets of the 14th five-year plan, with its GDP expected to surpass the $20 trillion mark this year. On the issue of Taiwan, Mr. Xi said that the reunification of the motherland is, I quote, unstoppable, saying that Chinese on both sides of the Taiwan Strait share a bond of kinship. This comes after China staged 2 days of military drills encircling the island. And for more, we now have CNA's Deborah Wong to break down President Xi's New Year's address. Now, Deb, what in the Chinese leader's speech stood out for you in particular?
This is propaganda.
Well, the focus of the entire speech really lies in the economy. And Mr. Xi says that China has endured challenges in fulfilling the 14th five-year plan. And now the next step they need to do is to embrace globalization, grow its own capabilities, as well as deepen reform. So he says that innovation really is going to be center to all this. Innovation, after all, in his words, does propel high-quality development. And just like how he referenced examples of humanoid robots as well as large-scale artificial intelligence models that Chinese companies have developed have actually gained traction across the world and really propelled China's reputation in the tech space. So innovation has also allowed China to achieve breakthroughs in independent chip development. And that really is going to be featuring in its self-reliance, that self-resilience, in fact, for science and technology that China has put forth in its 15th five-year plan. So all these are not just buzzwords, they have been already included in the proposals for the next round of five-year plans, and they'll be finalized in the upcoming 2 sessions in Beijing in March. And we will also find out more details when that time comes around on how China intends to achieve all that.
Now, Deb, Beijing had earlier hit back at some concerns of foreign countries over the military drills around Taiwan. What can we read into China's response on these cross-strait tensions?
So foreign countries like the US, UK, Australia, Japan, and even the EU have called the drills concerning destabilizing as well as a deliberate escalation. And some even said that they oppose any attempts to maintain a status quo in the Taiwan Strait. Now, China's foreign ministry had come out to slam these remarks, calling them hypocritical, and also saying that they, in fact, do turn a blind eye to China's, turn a blind eye to external interference in China's affairs. Earlier this evening, the PLA had confirmed that they've completed the drills and tested the joint combat capabilities of the troops, but they still remain on high alert for any separatist activities. In Xi's New Year message, he did make reference to national sovereignty. He listed out some key moments in 2025, such as the hosting of the military parade in Beijing several months ago, really to mark the end, 80 years since the end of World War II, and also the establishment of Taiwan Retrocession Day, which China says marks the return, the end of Japanese rule of Taiwan. Now, on Taiwan, in his speech, specifically, the tone was actually quite similar to his last year's speech, where he talked about how, despite the recent military drills, the tone was still quite measured. He said the blood ties between compatriots on both sides of the Taiwan Strait are thicker than water, and their reunification is unstoppable. Angela.
Deb, thank you so much for that update. That was a CNA's Deborah Wong, live from Hong Kong.
Right. So we can we can safely say that Xi Jinping didn't say anything about Russia and China and unification and all this kind of nonsense. He said something about globalization, and that's it. Von Helton, you were wrong again.
To happen. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure my ET friends are looking for it. I'm sure that everybody wants to be a Class 1 society and see the stars and plunge the depths of the ocean and shit like that. But they want proof. They want real proof that we're changed, that we're going to change, that we're going to stop being aggressive, that we're going to stop being,
His ET friends, they want real proof. They really are angry, confused.
Assholes. We got to stop being assholes, man. We just do. We just got to stop. And so this was very encouraging to me to see that happen. So your humble correspondent was right twice. It looks like. At least I'm right for Area 51 for sure. But so I thought I'd get on here and toot my own horn a little bit, because I don't get the chance to do that very often. So I thought I'd do that. And I'm going to get out of here and win. Don't forget to like, share, rate, subscribe, donate, click the bell, and pontificate, because it is your donations and gifts of love that keep me going through these trying times. You have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow.
That was Von Helton's contribution up to today, up to the beginning of this live stream. Yeah. Winning. What a sad sack this guy is, really. That's really all I had on Von Helton. I'll go check to see if there's any action on the who side. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like. I think the police need to go for a welfare check. Could be a murder-suicide that they'll walk into. But that's just mere speculation. Okay, guys. That's it. I've got to figure out a way to bow out of here kind of gracefully. So we'll try it again, okay? We'll try feeding the ducks. How's that? We'll dance our way out of it, okay? Slowly. Thank you for watching.